Hello and welcome to How to Do Email Marketing, a video series brought to you by Contenofy. My name is Josh and I am the founder of Contenofy, and today I am glad that you have decided to take a moment to learn about the basics of email marketing. This video series is a total of 6 short videos that break down learning the basics of email marketing to easily digestible bites. Without further ado, let's jump into it. The first chapter we're going to discuss is determining the goals of your email. Although there are many different goals for sending an email, there are 4 direct results you're probably trying to achieve when you hit the send button. Increasing sales and revenue is usually a no-brainer, but thinking through the possibilities of emails and sending out an email promotion heading into the end of a quarter can boost some last-minute deals. The hope with this type of email is that you don't need to hit the send button. If you're creating a healthy pipeline, these emails will be obsolete as your sales team will have enough meetings and contacts at the bottom of the funnel that you won't need to send out these emails trying to entice someone with a special offer. Something that has come about in more recent years with advances in technology, email nurtures. They allow you to build relationships with your contacts using marketing automation so you don't have to hit the send button for every email. With email nurtures, when you set the nurture triggers correctly, will allow you to send the perfect message at the right time to the right person and keep prospects moving forward along the buyer's journey automatically. Don't create additional stress on your customer success team. They're already getting enough from your customers. Email onboarding can get your new customers acquainted with your platform and get the value you promised in your sales pitch seamlessly. As your customers interact with your platform, you can automate the next series of emails to keep them learning more and more about what your platform is capable of. All these emails come from their dedicated customer success manager, so you're building a strong bond there as well. Lastly, it always seems there are those contacts who are just sitting in your CRM and you question whether you should delete them or just let them be. Re-engaging emails are created to pull someone back into the conversation. These emails are similar to nurtures, but typically are sent one-off with something extra spicy to learn. Also, don't confuse these with sales emails, as these emails are typically not revenue focused, but rather focusing on just adding value. Now let's take a look at some real-life examples and break down the pros and cons of each. In this first email, Product School is inviting me to join their conference, Producon. This type of email I would consider a good example of a sales email, as they aren't trying to sell me anything necessarily through the email, but instead pull me into a learn more about their brand and connect with peers. But we all know that at the end of these free events, there is a but wait, there's more, where they try to sell you something. Nothing in this life is free except air, at least for now. From a visual standpoint, this email is great. It's clean, it's organized, it has a single CTA and a bit of personal. The subject line was join the best minds in product at Producon online. So right off the bat, I knew that this was for an event for product marketers, and it seemed like it was exciting. The only drawback I had with this email was they were using a group email for replies. Hopefully someone is monitoring that inbox if I have further questions I wanted to reply to the email with. Typically, I try to send sales emails from an actual person or a group email that gets sent to individuals, so you're not missing any communications. Especially with these types of emails being sent at the bottom of the funnel, you want to make sure that if someone's replying, like you're getting in touch with them quickly. In this next email, SMrush is sharing product updates with me on their platform. This type of email I would consider a good example of a nurturing email, as they aren't trying to sell me anything, but instead allowing me to learn about the new capabilities in their platform, hoping that I click on something and then down the rabbit hole we go. From a visual standpoint, this email is a bit of all over the place, but this is to be expected with these types of emails. They tend to be a mind dump and then hit send. With these types of emails, there's going to be a lot of CTAs. So the idea is to put all the fancy stuff at the top and the not so exciting things towards the bottom. The subject line was July product updates. It isn't the most powerful of subject lines, but it cuts to the point nicely, and anyone who has engaged with the SaaS brand is going to know exactly what they are about to see within this email. Like the previous email, this email also uses a group email, news. So again, I hope someone is monitoring this inbox, because I know personally a lot of people usually respond to these emails with additional questions on what you are making possible, so brace yourself. Next up, we have an email from Stripe welcoming to their platform. This type of email I would consider a good example of an onboarding email, as it was promptly sent right after I activated my account, and it gives me quick access to what I could do next to get the most out of my account. From a visual standpoint, this email is nice. Its onboarding emails can get crazy really fast, as a lot of people just want to dump everything on their new customers. The issue is that usually leads to overwhelm, and then as the user, you typically do nothing, which isn't the greatest. Ideally, you'll want to set up a series of onboarding emails that are triggered by the interactions your customers have within the platform. The first step is adding all of their branding and contact info and adding additional users. Once they've done that, then queue up the setting up their first interactions with your platform. The subject line for this particular email was "Welcome, let's get you started." It's kind of to be expected. To me, it's really interesting when SaaS brands don't send a good welcome email. It's honestly the best way to set the tone that you want to see your customers succeed, and nothing is stopping you from automating this whole process. So why not set it up? Like the previous emails, this email also uses a group email updates. Personally, the best practice here is assign your accounts to specific CSMs and then send all of these onboarding emails from them. You can still automate this, but sending from the CSM will start to build rapport between you and them. Something I haven't seen too many SaaS brands do, but I like when it does happen, is having one of the first onboarding emails being an email that shares a little bit about their CSM personally. The fact is, depending on the complexity of your platform, they could be talking to them a lot. So why not get to know them a bit better? In turn, this makes your brand seem more real versus just numbers being tossed around in a database. Lastly, we have an email from Mutiny sharing a playbook download. This type of email I would consider as a re-engaging email. Although it does appear similar to what you could see in a nurture series, what made this email different was the timing of it. I had not interacted with Mutiny in a while, and out of the blue, they sent this to me. You'll typically send these types of emails when you have something new you created, like a state of the XYZ report, benchmarks, or something else you've put a lot of time and effort into that you just want to proudly share with your contacts. From a visual standpoint, this email being text only removes all the distractions. It's always tricky with this type of email to know how much text you should be sharing here versus trying to build up some curiosity and pointing the contact to where you want them to go. The subject line, "Cracking the ABM Paradox, Scale Meets Personalization," isn't the clearest, but reading between the lines, you're expecting that you'll be asked to download something, as this sounds like the headline or the title of an ebook. Unlike the previous emails, this email was sent from the salesperson attached to my account. So that makes it easy if I have further questions that I'll be replying directly to someone's inbox versus a group channel. To wrap things up in this first video and try to determining the goals of your email, regardless of your goals or the type of email you're sending, you need to always keep the customer first. Too often I see SaaS brands sending emails boasting about their achievements and being heavily brand focused. And as the receiver of those emails, you're sitting there like, okay, good for you, but what does this have to do with me? Anything you write, you're the guide. Let your customers be the hero of the story and always the center of attention. I hope you liked this first video. In the next chapter, we'll be talking about determining your email audience, and I can't wait to see you there.